All right, let's dive into something that a lot of people get wrong: B2B influencer marketing. Now, if that phrase immediately makes you picture TikTok stars and celebrity endorsements, hey, you're not alone, that you're also missing out on one of the biggest opportunities out there. Today, we're going to cut right through the myths and show you a powerful strategy for building real trust and driving serious growth. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly captures the challenge for anyone in B2B marketing. The market isn't just crowded, it's absolutely deafening. When everyone is shouting at the top of their lungs, how do you get anyone to listen to you, let alone trust you? It's a constant battle for credibility. Just how crowded are we talking? Well, take a look at this number: 10,000. That's how many marketing messages your average business buyer gets slammed with every single day. It's an overwhelming fire hose of noise. And you know what the natural human response is? We just tune it all out. So when we talk about using influencers to cut through all that noise, I bet a very specific image pops into your head. Probably someone on Instagram or TikTok, right? A celebrity or a lifestyle creator pushing some new product. And that leads us perfectly into the first huge myth we need to bust right now. Okay, here it is, the biggest misconception of them all: that influencer marketing is purely a B2C game. All about flashy personalities driving quick, impulsive sales. But for B2B, we're not even playing the same sport. The field, the players, the rules, they're all completely different. Let's just break down the fundamental difference here. B2C marketing is often transactional. It's about using entertainment to get that quick purchase. B2B, on the other hand, is all about relationships. It's about using education to build trust over a long period of time. The influencers aren't celebrities. They're respected experts, practitioners in their field. And the goal isn't a quick click. It's about helping people solve complex problems. So, who exactly are these B2B influencers? Well, think of trusted advisors, analysts, engineers, consultants, the people actually in the trenches doing the work. Their power doesn't come from being famous, it comes from being deeply respected within a specific niche. And here's the proof: a staggering 87% of B2B buyers trust their content more than content coming straight from a brand. That's why tech giants like IBM, Microsoft, and SAP build entire programs around them to establish authority in huge areas like AI and cloud computing. Okay, so right about now, you might be thinking, that's awesome for IBM, but I definitely don't have their budget. And that brings us right to our second myth: this idea that influencer marketing is a strategy reserved only for the corporate giants with super deep pockets. Let me introduce you to the secret weapon for businesses that don't have those mega budgets: the micro-influencer. These aren't household names. They are professionals with smaller but hyper-focused and incredibly engaged audiences. Their power isn't measured in follower count. It's measured in their concentrated credibility within a very specific field. Their word is gold. And you know what? The data completely backs this up. We consistently see that as a follower count goes up, the engagement rate actually goes down. Micro-influencers can generate up to 60% more engagement than their macro-level counterparts. And why is that? It's because their audience isn't there for fluff. They're there for specific expertise, which leads to more meaningful conversations and a much, much deeper level of trust. Let me make this super real for you. There's a company called TrueLook. They're in a super niche market. They make cameras for construction job sites. They didn't go out and hire some big celebrity. They partnered with just 3 micro-influencers from the construction world. The results? A massive jump in followers, sure, but more importantly, over 500 high-intent leads. This just proves you don't need a huge budget. You need the right voices. And now for the big one, the question every single B2B marketer has to answer for their boss. How do we measure the return on investment? So many people believe the ROI is just fluff, brand awareness that you can't really tie to actual revenue. And this is completely 100% wrong. In fact, the data tells a radically different story. A landmark study found that B2B influencer marketing delivers an ROI that is 11 times higher than traditional advertising. 11 times. That is not fluff. That is a financial multiplier. So here's the crucial part. You just have to measure what actually matters to a business. While a B2C campaign might get hung up on vanity metrics like likes and shares, a B2B campaign is measured by its direct impact on the sales pipeline. We're talking about lead quality, the number of marketing qualified and sales qualified leads generated, and its total contribution to revenue. You track the stuff that actually makes the business money. So, now that we've busted the biggest myths, let's talk about the actual playbook. What does a successful B2B influencer strategy really look like? Well, it all comes down to one core concept. You are borrowing trust from established experts. The whole process really breaks down into 4 simple steps. First, identify. Find the true experts that your audience already listens to and trusts. Second, build. This isn't about one-off paid posts. It's about building authentic, long-term relationships. Third, co-create. Work with them to develop content that is genuinely helpful and educational. And finally, the most important step, measure. Track everything against real business goals, not those fuzzy vanity metrics.
And if you really want to sharpen your identification process, think about influence as the intersection of these 4 key things. You've got reach, which is their audience size, relevance, which is how aligned they are with your topic, resonance, which is the engagement their content creates, and reference, which is how often other experts cite them. The true influencers, the ones you want to work with, they live right in that sweet spot where all 4 of these overlap.
So, let's leave you with this final thought. In today's incredibly crowded B2B world, the goal isn't to be the loudest voice in the room. It's to be the most trusted. So the real question isn't how you can shout over the noise. It's who you can partner with to finally earn your audience's trust. Who are those voices in your industry?